we have a summer camp at the very northern part of the Adirondack Mountains, and that's in northern New York. And it is an area that is 6 acres, 6 million acres of forever wild forest. So it has mountains
Hmm.
and lakes, and it's absolutely spectacular place that is a hidden jewel. So we have gone up there for over 53 years, and it has been a place of renewal and restoration for our entire family. And I remember when I had resigned from my job in Chicago and was taking radical leap of faith, I came out to the Adirondacks and I had a personal retreat. I remember I was sitting on the dock early in the morning and the sun was just cresting over the mountain and you could hear the loons in the background and the lake was like glass. It was like still waters. And I was praying and I wanted to uh, take away all the noise of the world and just listen to the whispers of the Holy Spirit and allow Jesus just to wash over me through his word and to for him to minister to me in that time. And so I was sitting there with a cup of coffee and I was praying. And it was at that moment I was going through heartbreak and through disappointments, and I was laying it all before him. And it was interesting. In that moment, he told me to be still and know that he is God. And so I began to worship him, and he invited me to go on a an adventure with him to hike a mountain down the lake. And it was not my frame of reference at the time. I was thinking I was going to feel sorry for myself and drink my cup of coffee on the dock. So I had a choice, but I decided to follow him on that adventure. And so I hopped into my kayak and I paddled down the lake and I began to hike the mountain. And through that time together, he began to recall his faithfulness over the years, the many years, and the life lessons that he has shown me. And he uh, really gave the outline for the inspiration of this book. And so I take people through the healing water of God's love, and then how life is like climbing a jagged trail of sanctification, and how
Hmm.
can we avoid the enemy's snare and winning the spiritual battle, knowing the gear that God has given us through the Holy Spirit to be victorious, pressing on past the boulders. Boulders could be anything from cancer diagnosis to the death of a child to shattered dreams or disappointments. Boulders can represent anything, and the Lord wants to move us past those boulders and to redeem it and use it for his glory. So, and also he just his restoring promises of hope through his word, and then of course reaching the summit of redemption. That is the aerial view where we can look back and say, "Oh, I see the plan now." We don't always see his master plan, but sometimes in his grace he lets us see that, and we can reflect and say it was worth it. It was worth it to have a deeper relationship with Christ. It was worth it to have a faith that is going to be strong and steadfast no matter what storms of life come our way. So it is worth it to see how our suffering can be used to help another person and throw them a lifeline when they need it most.
Hmm.
So God always has the final say.